Hey Stillwater, welcome to episode 36 of the Still Connect podcast, the show all about our amazing town, Stillwater, Oklahoma. This is your spot to plug in, hear some great stories, and feel a little more connected to our amazing community and the people in it. I'm your host, Denver Evans. I grew up right here in Stillwater, where I run my business, Stillwater Digital Marketing. Still Connect is a local, crowd-funded podcast where, every week, I share friendly chats with someone who's helping build community here in Stillwater. If you want to help share these local stories, consider becoming a subscriber on Patreon for early access to episodes, sponsorship opportunities, and more. Speaking of which, I want to shout out our newest subscriber, Julia. Thank you for joining, Julia. I would also like to thank our current business sponsors, Renovate Stillwater and Film in Oklahoma, as well as our Stillwater patron, Darren Huddleston. I'm excited for this very special episode of Still Connect. I'm here with my old friend, Daniel Russell. We're celebrating our 10-year class reunion this year.
10-year class reunion. Yeah.
Yep. So we are here in the field house at Stillwater High School. It's been a while for both of us, but we're just going to kind of talk about what the last 10 years have been like and kind of how Stillwater's been different the different times that you've come and visited. So,
yeah, sounds great.
Daniel, give me a little bit of background just on you and kind of what you do.
Sure. I'm Daniel Russell. I'm an attorney for the United States Navy. I was informed prior to coming onto this that I need to say that the views I express are my own and not the Department of the Navy or the Department of Defense. That should be pretty self-explanatory, but I just wanted to get that out there. I'm a JAG for the Navy. I'm stationed in Mayport in Jacksonville, Florida. And yeah, I'm a 2015 Stillwater High School alum, from here, born and raised. And
Go Nears.
Yeah, very, very proud to be a Pioneer and very excited to be back here for the weekend. So.
Yeah. So what have you seen change in Stillwater over the last 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff has changed in the past 10 years. We were walking around town today, and we walked through downtown, and all the stores that Timmery loves, Grige Goods, that's my fiance.
Oh, yeah.
And Typo Market. I know that they're like mainstays of Main Street at this point, but like they're relatively new for me in the past, probably the past 10 years. I think Grige is 12 years. But then, we walked down to Block 34, which was amazing, new in the last year, right?
Yeah, actually let's see, this is October 1st. The grand opening was July 26th, so not even like 4 months.
Yeah, so, and I'm old enough to where, the changes in town that I still remember are when Southern Woods became a dog park. That one always broke my heart. But it's been so cool to see the city grow and to see all the things and to listen to your podcast and see all the things that are coming on. Like for so long, I've been like, man, that public library building is such a cool building. Like somebody should go do something with that. And then the last episode of your podcast I listened to, they're going in there with the hotel. That sounds so cool to me. The new YMCA coming in. That's
going to be huge.
And the new, the city is going to do something, I guess, with the school there right next to it.
Yeah, so that's actually, I think it's a nonprofit. Of course, they're partnering with the city.
Yes, right.
It's the Washington School Foundation is going to be working on that. And so a lot of the same people who are working with the Stillwater Community Center Foundation are working on that as well. Basically the same project. So to put it simply, there was a time, sorry guys, there's people walking around here, so you're probably going to hear some doors closing and opening and high school kids yelling or something. But there was a point in time where the community center needed a lot of help, and so there were some people who came alongside and helped basically just keep it in business, keep it from being bulldozed, as I've heard say many times. And so really we're just kind of doing the same thing. They and the city of Stillwater are working on kind of doing the same thing there. I went to their gala, and what they talked about was how basically the only thing keeping it from being bulldozed was the fact that it was in a floodplain. So it wasn't considered to be a super valuable property, but it's something that they can definitely make accommodations for and maintain. But they're going to turn that into like a whole big cultural center. So
yeah, which is, so important. I'm a big history guy. I did history in college, and like going back and evaluating, the history of our town, the good and the bad, and seeing how we've grown as a community, as within the state of Oklahoma and within the country, and how we've grown and faced challenges, like segregated high schools, and like the people and the resilience in the face of those things
Mm-hmm.
in Stillwater. That's a huge part of our story, and I'm really excited that it's going to be celebrated through that project in the future.
For sure. Have you been to the Sherrar Museum?
Yes, yeah, not today, but I mean at some point.
Yeah,
yeah.
in the past. They just, I think last week, had a reception for Block 34, and so they have this whole big timeline on the wall of just like everything that it has been over time, photos of the old shops, old mechanics, lumber yards, all those kinds
That's
of things.
so cool.
So yeah, definitely worth checking out if you have some time. And everyone listening, you should check it out. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So what would you say is like, would you say that the feel of Stillwater is different coming back?
Would I say that the feel of Stillwater is different? Man, probably no. Like yes and no. I mean, so feel is a funny word, I suppose, but the excitement and the energy is definitely a lot more. I think I try to stay connected from afar. You know,
Right.
kind of my background. I went to college in Houston, then I came back here a couple of years, and then went to law school in Washington D.C. And then since then I joined the Navy. I've been in the Navy about a year, not quite a year. Between a couple different places in the training pipeline, and then now permanently stationed in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
So I've been very connected because I come back. My parents still live here. Like all of my friends still live here. You know, I'm very connected to this community. I'm still, the fun thing about being a student and then being in the military is my like home of residence is still Stillwater, Oklahoma. I'm still very committed to being a part of this place. But then when I come back, yeah, the energy is like, it feels like we're at a catalytic point, like we're about to tip into a big period of growth, which is super exciting. You know, the foundation has already been laid, right?
Right.
And that's the other part of how the feel is the same, right? Like the people are what makes Stillwater, and you know this, you know,
And everyone who's been on the podcast has said exactly that.
And we have such incredible people, and that comes from going back to the history. That comes from like generations of people who have, in their lives, their service to this community has been so great. And I just want to shout out like a couple people, Gerald Bradshaw and Winfrey Houston. They're like the fathers of this town. And when I was in high school, or maybe it was in college, I got to be a chauffeur for Gerald Bradshaw for a summer. That was like one of my best jobs ever.
That's
and
awesome.
The wisdom that he has is just incredible. But then finding out more and more about all of the things that they did, their life and their purpose was, well, for one, it was to bring the kingdom of heaven on earth, right? They're both very solid Christian men, right? And that's what you and I are both about.
Yeah.
But then to make this community of Stillwater a special place where people can thrive, where people can grow, where people can raise families, where people can live meaningful lives. And so then from them to then the generation, you know, of our parents, and then to the generation now kind of coming up and doing just incredibly fun things. It's a shame that I'm away. You know, I wish I could be here during this time. You know, sort of like I'm very excited to be, you know.
Well, you get to visit pretty often. Right?
I do. And, but yeah, there's so many incredible people here. And like we just talked to Carolyn Wallstad, and we just, you know, there's so many people here that make Stillwater what it is. And that's why the feeling is the same. And that's also why, like, as we grow, we're not becoming Norman, and we're not becoming Austin. You know, we're not moving into like the growth pattern of another city. You know, like we are our own unique thing. We're Stillwater. We still have that character as we grow, and that's I mean, man, that's just so exciting for me to see from afar. I'm always following where the Lord leads, and right now that's in service to our country. But at some point, I would love if I got the opportunity to come back here to Stillwater and be a part of that. So yeah, that's a long answer to a short question, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
I think that was probably the best answer you could have given. So one thing, kind of small world, do you know what Winfrey Houston has named after him?
I mean, a lot of things.
So he was one of the founding, if I am correct, one of the founding members of the Stillwater Community Center.
Community Center, has
so
statue,
and the Winfrey Houston Theater is the theater inside the community center. So kind of small world with all of that.
Yeah, and his son David going back to the YMCA project, is very involved with that. And yeah, both of their sons, both named David, very involved in this community in various ways. And, there's so many people that have done so much for this community. And just, it would be my honor to be able to put another building block in the wall. So.
What other thoughts do you have about Stillwater? Any favorite memories growing up here? Any places that maybe aren't around that you miss, or
favorite places that aren't around that I miss? I don't know. I mean, some of my favorite memories are just like playing baseball. At the baseball field, or at Southern Woods. Southern Woods is not here, I guess. And Strickland Park and Wittenberg Park and all of those places. Another great place that I still love to go out to is Lake McMurtry.
Oh, for sure.
My brothers and I do this like little circuit where we park about a mile and a half away from the lake. We run down to the lake, we swim across the lake and back, and then we run back. And when you're running past those like wheat fields and the sun's hitting them just right in the afternoon, it's like heaven on earth.
Sounds like Gladiator.
It does a little bit, yeah. And then, I mean, the other like huge part of this community that I haven't talked a lot about yet is Sunnybrook Christian Church. It's where, I spent all of my time growing up, and then even in high school, and then in summers in college. The community at Sunnybrook Christian Church is such an incredible thing that has been such a big part of my life for such a long time, and I know it was a huge part of yours. And the people that invested in our lives, from Mr. White and Mr. Moore, and Brady Moore
by the way, Mr. Moore, city manager Brady Moore
of Stillwater, and Jim Johnson and Terry Carpenter and Pam, and
I mean we could go down the whole list.
So many people that have invested in this community and made this place such an unbelievable place to grow up and become the person that I am. And for both of us, I think that's true for both of us, the people that we are. Sunnybrook Christian Church is another huge place, and it's always so fun to be able to go back. And
it's cool too, kind of seeing full circle, people like Justin Ebert, who was a volunteer in the youth group when we were growing up, leaving, moving back, and now being on staff at Sunnybrook was pretty cool. And we love Debbie, of course, too. Debbie Ebert, shout out. I know it's been like probably 20 years since I've talked to you, but I mean, I think Stillwater is a really special place because we just had so many probably like mentorship opportunities between school and athletics and church. And I know that, we have a lot of churches in Stillwater, and that's a very deep part of our community. But just today I was thinking about it, and I looked up Trixie Barnes.
Yes, that's another huge one. Oh, my goodness.
Those are like the best 2 years of my life.
Yes.
Aside from right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Trixie Barnes,
Best 2 years of my Stillwater public school education.
So many people, in the public school system that poured into us, and man, we were just talking about Rusty Atkins. And, and just so many people that have put their lives and their energies and efforts and their sacred honors, into this community. I mean, it's just enough to be overwhelming. It was enough for me to be like, I need to find ways to go out and serve this community, right? And so I went to law school because it's like, here's how I can use my gifts and abilities to help people. I got to work in Congress, got to work in the Federal Trade Commission, and do some stuff in antitrust law to try to like even the playing field, right, for small business, which I'm very proud of that. And someday I'd love to be able to get back into a role doing something like that.
So tell us about that, because of course Stillwater, we have a ton of small businesses. We're very entrepreneurial. What did that work look like?
So a couple different places at the Federal Trade Commission. So this is all in law school. I was an extern just working for credit.
Okay.
But getting to work with incredible people, incredible attorneys, economists. At the Federal Trade Commission, I worked in like one big case. Those cases are just enormous.
Yeah.
It's the Ice Black Knight case. If you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. Maybe, it's kind of niche within antitrust law nerd circles, but was just super cool to see all the public servants that go to bat every day to make sure that the economy is a fair place for everyone, right? And that it is serving the consumer. And yeah, it was really humbling to be a part of a team doing, a really big project, right? Against the best, defense attorneys in the country, who are doing their job to uphold the law as well.
Yeah.
But man, that was really cool. And then, getting to work in Congress, we worked on an investigation that, into kind of how social media can get manipulated by certain, marketers. I won't say too much about that one, but I'm very proud of the work we did on that as well with a smaller team in the House Judiciary Committee. But yeah, just getting those opportunities to serve, and then getting to be in the Navy and getting to serve every day, and I'm getting to do it. Both of my brothers are also getting to do it, which I'm just unbelievably proud to be a Russell brother. You know, and all of us were forged by this community here in Stillwater. So just extremely grateful for that.
That's cool. So what are your brothers doing?
Dax is a nuclear engineer in Washington, D.C.
Wow. Okay.
And Drew is just graduated from the Naval Academy.
Cool.
And just unbelievably proud of Drew and the man that he is, and the man that he's become.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, any final thoughts about Stillwater?
About Stillwater.
Or, anything you want to talk about. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, I mean, just super excited to be back. Super great to see you again and to see lots of people again. Got to hang out with Gabe Gudgel a little bit. We saw him in the Hideaway today.
Yeah.
And he's always sending me cool stuff about Stillwater, when I think his William Couch was first here. He was like, we came across this beautiful place, this creek. Now we have Couch Park down there. It's like, it was like heaven on earth. And it's like this community kind of came out of, good and bad circumstances, right? We know the history of the land run and the exploitation of Native Americans and kind of how we have forged a community through that history, through all of the people involved. Obviously Gabe is Native, and so many people are, and how that community has gotten forged by various people, and it now to the point where we have overcome so much. We still have so much to overcome, but there are so many people who have dedicated their lives to making this a better place, to making the kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven, right?
Yeah.
And it's exciting to be part of the next generation of that. So
it's really cool. So do you see yourself moving back eventually? I know you said you hoped you could.
Well, I mean, we're
just have to see where everything takes
the Lord leads, right? Yeah. We're always going to go where he calls, where we feel like we can serve. And so that's what we're always going to do. Myself and my fiance, Timmery, who is a wonderful swimming coach, in Jacksonville.
Awesome.
Previously at GW and Georgia Tech.
Oh, yeah.
And just an incredible person. And, we're excited to see where God puts us. But for right now, we're very excited to be in Jacksonville. But happy to be back for this weekend to celebrate.
Very cool. Awesome. Yep. We're going to have a good time this weekend.
Yeah.
So, awesome. Thank you for your time.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for having me on, Denver.
Thanks for tuning in to Still Connect. I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Daniel. Be sure to follow the podcast on social media for highlights, updates, and more. And share the podcast with all of your Stillwater friends so that we can grow the podcast and our community. If you love hearing Stillwater stories come to life, I would really appreciate your support on Patreon. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you can help grow the podcast, plus get early access to episodes, behind-the-scenes looks, and a shout-out on a show. Higher tiers let you submit questions for upcoming guests, receive podcast merch, and even appear on an episode yourself. Every bit of support helps grow this community and keeps local stories front and center. Together, we can keep Stillwater connected, one conversation at a time. And again, I would like to thank our current business subscribers, Renovate Stillwater and Film in Oklahoma, as well as our Stillwater patron, Darren Huddleston. And remember, we all need community. So even when life gets busy, make sure you still connect.